Thank you very much. Good evening. This week I've obtained a leaked copy of this top-secret document. It's from America, and it's the Hollywood rule book, okay? Rule 1. We did win Vietnam. Rule 2. In fact, we've won every war, even ones we weren't in. Over the summer, I saw a film called U-571, okay? It was about this American submarine that captured a German Enigma decoding machine from a U-boat in the war. True story. Except for one tiny detail. The event actually happened in May 1941, 7 months before America joined the war. Now, I admit the Americans did eventually capture a decoding machine, but that was on June the 8th, 1944. Just after D-Day. By that point, the Germans were giving them away in car boot sales. The trouble is, of course, that Americans learn all their history from movies, not to mention their geography. They think that America is the whole world and that the first American ever to go abroad was Neil Armstrong. So, what effect, then, does this have on them? Well, let's ask one. He's an award-winning American comedian. Ladies and gentlemen, Rich Hall. Have a seat.
How are you, Jeremy? You big deer-slapping, rubber-laying, eat-my-dust, drink of water, you.
There's no need to shout. You're in England now. It's okay, we can...
Sorry.
Do you have actually the first idea where you are?
I do know where I am. I'm in the incredibly shrinking English countryside. I feel sorry for England now because everybody's fucking off from them, you know? It's like Wales, Scotland, they all leave.
We don't mind.
Pretty soon they're going to be like...
We don't mind, look.
There you go.
Yeah. We can do this, you see.
Screw that. That's like the clitoris. All right. Take this.
You can't remove England.
Or you can't?
I've left Anglesey, though, but you wouldn't...
If you got a bunch of oars, though, you could move this thing further south where it'd be a little bit warmer. That'd be a little nice. But
what do you
I love England. I am, by the way, less American than you.
Explain the logic behind that one.
Because I'm no big fan of America.
Okay, well, we can get started on that basis.
Sure.
What did you learn in American geography lessons?
What?
Oh,
back up. You see, we don't, I mean, Americans, as a rule, don't really need to know geography, feel they don't need to know geography because you grow up being told you're the center of the universe. They figure people will come visit them sooner or later, and... I don't think Americans are expected to understand geography or history. I think they feel that they just have to protect it.
Well, I mean, they do a pretty good job with Hollywood, of course, because I've watched a great many Vietnam War movies, and in every one, you win all the battles. How did you lose?
Oh, yeah. Those are a lot of Pyrrhic victories, you know. Yeah, we did win a few things there, I think, but it's...
No,
you know,
you didn't. You lost it all.
Hey. Hamburger Hill, wherever that was. We won that one.
Well, knowing you lot, you'd claim you won Agincourt.
Yeah. You know how many Vietnam veterans it takes to screw in a light bulb?
How many?
You don't know?
No.
Of course you don't, because you weren't there, man.
Oh, sorry. I want to get on to the U.S. elections.
Oh, boy.
Have you ever come across one of these? It's a hole punch.
Yeah.
It's a British invention.
Yeah.
You see, we have an intelligence test in Britain, okay, where we give people a pencil, and if they know which end to use, the vote counts. Don't you think it's a good idea that if you can't punch a hole in a piece of paper, maybe you're too dim to vote?
I agree, and that's why we have Bush as our next president. People are going to have to pay. People cannot vote. But you're talking about the state of Florida, which I'm sure many of you have been to, and there's the biggest bunch of grifters and drifters and crusty human rodentia that ever walked the face of the earth. It's Florida, all right? People are voting for a president for 4 years. Most of them, people in Florida, aren't going to be alive in 4 years. Now, you got two guys, and it's true, it's absolutely true. The ballots, one president's name was so high on the list that most of the shriveled up people in Florida couldn't reach it. Had to vote for the other guy. 20% of the people voted for the Penguin Printing Company for president. And it's run by Jeb. I mean, you know, the guy's in. Bush is in because his brother runs Florida.
It seems to me that Gore got more votes and lost.
Well, he didn't get enough. The man's an idiot. All right? You're the sitting vice president. You are the next guy in line for the presidency of the most popular presidential regime in the last 8 years. How could you not win? How stupid do you have to be not to go out? He can read, he can write. Unfortunately, he's dead from the neck down, but the man's got a brain, right? Whereas you take Bush, I think they should graft Bush's body onto Gore's head. That would be President Bohr, is who it would be. They got the technology for that nowadays. But yeah, I mean, I just think that the guy should have campaigned more. Had he merely got the black vote, he would have won. But he didn't even bother.
Well, this is interesting because they managed to elect a president okay in Rwanda, but
right.
You can't manage it in America.
Well, you're talking about Rwanda. That's a Scandinavian country. What the socialist up there? Well, that's,
no, they do allow
that
black
term
people to
is
vote
loose,
there.
I mean, there are many terms for president. I think Idi Amin was a president, but you know.
Yeah, kind of took it upon himself to be one. Yeah, you've heard of him then?
Oh, yeah.
You learn about him in school, or?
No, I saw a movie with Mel Gibson, I think. Danny Glover and Mel Gibson. Yeah. Hey, you know, I'm very sorry that Bush is going to become president, but I think he probably earned it because, by default. And believe me, I hate them both. To me,
you do?
Oh, I can't stand either one of them.
It is a good job that half the world's lawyers are in America because they've, you know, been able to sort it all out.
Well, let's say there's the whole thing. You want the president, supposedly the most powerful man in the country, possibly the world, when he goes running to the court saying, oh, I can't decide, I'm going to go ask the courts. Well, where's the credibility there, you know? They should get a puppy, put it in the middle of the room, both men call to it, and then whichever one comes to president. That's simple.
When you came to live here,
Yeah.
what struck you as the biggest difference?
Americans think they'll live forever, and Brits pretty much know sooner or later they're going to die. And that's the thing, like when you read obituaries in Britain, you know, everybody dies peacefully or suddenly.
Well, how do they die in America?
Spectacularly, sometimes. But I mean, it's just a thing that people will dwell on it here, you know, and every day how they list 3 famous people, you know. Every day in the Times there'll be 3 famous dead people. Every day. Which is just eerie. It can't always be 3 dead famous. It's not that big a country, right? Either they're making up some of these people, or they're bumping people off just to fill the papers.
You've been in jail, I gather, in both countries, England and America. I mean, just overnight, you know. Just
Yeah. Well,
it's okay. I've been in jail too, not in this, in France and
jail, not prison. I mean, don't get
yeah, in jail. We have a slightly distorted views, I think, of American jails due to the Jailhouse Rock song. You know,
Oh yeah.
Sounds okay, really, in one of your prisons.
Well, that song really doesn't hold up, does it?
Well,
From the very beginning line, the warden threw a party at the county jail. First of all, no, he didn't. Well, it was different in Elvis's time, but, you know. But I think my favorite lyric is, number 37 said to number 3, you're the cutest jailbird I ever did see. I'm pretty sure if a guy in prison comes up to you and says, you're the cutest jailbird I ever did, you're screwed. Not to mention number 3, that's the 3rd oldest prisoner in the prison. What kind of weird geriatric homosexual relationship going on? Number 3, man's going to turn to dust. He's going to break a hip, you know? Go up to number 4,601, some young punk. Leave number 3 alone. Give him his dignity.
Do you think there's a difference between the British and the American sense of humor?
I think the British sense of humor is drier. I only say that because that's what everybody else says. I have no idea what it means. People always say, oh, the Brits, they have a dry sense of humor. You go to America and you say, because, you know, I've done a lot of comedy in America, and when I go back home and they say, oh, I hear you've been working in England. Oh, they got a really dry sense of humor over there, don't they? Well, they like Benny Hill and Monty Python, that kind of stuff. There's a little gray area in between Monty Python and Benny Hill. Failed to acknowledge.
You could drive a Buick through it, I think.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Rich Hall.